summer and all the fall.
What the hell did I play? So that's my noodling. That's my noodling song.
With George Clooney.
No, that's not Oh Brother, Where
Oh
Art
Brother,
Thou?
My Brother.
No, I don't think so. I don't know what that was.
All I know is
That was
that
a false alarm.
that is not our typical. I got breaking questions I need to ask you guys.
I think our typical's Yeah, I moved some of my buttons around. I got an Elgato, and pussies are difficult.
So let's talk things and stuff. First off, I need to ask you guys a breaking question. After the tournaments, what is the best sandwich to eat?
After what?
After a tournament, what's the best foods? Like best sandwich type foods. You go to a restaurant with everybody. What's your go-to order after a victory in the Brad
I
Chester
hate tournament food, so I try to eat something that isn't burgers or sandwiches after the tournament. I try to go to a proper restaurant and get real food.
Yeah, last time we went to a restaurant, I got a steak after the tournament.
All true. How about this? What's your best? Okay, so we all kind of agree that after the tournament you're done with it. How about your best mid-tournament foods? These are breaking questions that people need to know, guys.
I did like getting you an entire bag of protein bars at LVO. That was fun. I just came to your table and threw them at you.
I was so excited because I was unbelievably hungry too.
It was like, Brad's hungry. I got to get him food because he can't beat his opponent fast as I can. So I'll go get him protein bars and Diet Dr. Pepper. And he was excited.
You also apparently were dropping Hogan leg drops on your opponents in the first three rounds of LVO because you were instantly done. You're also playing like 120 model army and somehow we're still instantly done.
I don't even remember what I was playing that year. It was a while ago. That was fun though.
But are you go-tos? Are we eating a burger or are we eating what? What's the best?
Oh yeah, burgers are great. I like burgers.
Best mid-tournament road to victory.
Mid-tournament.
Not sadness. You got to
Are we talking dinner or lunch here?
I think the middle is the least exciting for me, Brad. I like breakfast. I'm a big breakfast guy in tournaments. The first thing I did when I came to Toledo before I whopped your ass at that last event was I got a really good breakfast just down the street, and that's what guaranteed me first and guaranteed you second. It was that breakfast I had.
A breakfast?
It makes sense, Alan, since you never get out of your
sandwiches.
Since I never get out my PJs. Exactly. See? Daniel knows what's going on. I don't get out my pajamas, so breakfast is it's the meal of champions.
The key. So what do we go for dinner then? Because the middle is kind of you never know what you're going to get. It depends on how much time you have. But
for me, what's more important?
Used to be they had this really nice pasta place at the venue. I always went there. Yeah.
Yeah, the pasta place.
I really like when there's proper food close to or at the venue. I hate, filling up on burgers and sandwiches and bready food.
I like lunchtime. I like Boston Market. That's my go-to. Nice, healthy. Get a little snack with a little mac and cheese, maybe a little cornbread, but mainly you're just having some protein. It's good stuff.
Protein.
I wish I was eating healthier now during COVID. And then dinner, I would say, I don't know. I think me and Daniel both agree. Like when I go out to dinner with like the group after a tournament, which man, I miss those times. Those are fun. Yeah. I don't really
this is just the day. This is day one of a day two tournament.
So yeah, day one night. Day one night is the best night. Day two night is usually meaningless. Sure. You're usually going home. You're tired. You're trying to get back. Whatever it is. You're trying to catch a plane. Whatever that is. But like day one night dinner, to be brutally honest, and I think everyone would agree with this. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's just me. I care more about where I'm sitting than what I'm eating. So I want to sit like in the middle of the table or around people that I want to talk to, and I don't want to sit next to anyone I don't want to talk to, especially someone I don't know.
So you're saying like maybe
that's like my biggest thing.
Place, are you saying that if you got in a bad seat, like maybe all the way at the end, that you would be willing to crawl all the way under the tables to come sit somewhere else?
Yeah. If I got a bad seat where someone spilled Coca-Cola all over my food, Like, I would leave that seat and go sit somewhere else. Or if I was sitting next to some guy who was like, hey, I'll fly everybody out next year to ETC, and then I get to see the Pope, Alex the Fennel, go, you don't even know if you're on the team. I want to switch seats, too, in that case, and get away and go sit next to Alex or someone I like, as opposed to sitting next to other people that will not be named on this channel.
Alan is hangry as all shit. And he's just getting more and more pissed because one side of the table is kind of talking loud, had a few drinks before. And you can just see he just wants food. All he wants to do is eat some sort of dead animal. And literally, he's just you see him getting more and more fucking mad. And he's all the way, we got a table of 10 people, and he's all the way at the end, kind of smashed in. They basically took tables in front of a booth. So he's just sitting. And finally, he gets this look of relief on his face as the waiter slides this big ass steak in front of him. And he literally takes his fork and his knife, makes one cut, and an entire glass of Coke gets dumped on his plate. And he just
and on my lap
slides underneath the table and fucking marine crawls to the other side.
Yeah.
And I just hand him some food.
You know who you are, and you know what you've done.
It was so
and I know you're watching this.
I always enjoyed Texas to Brazil.
Oh yeah,
yes,
that's
love that. You know what I like in OVO? I do like that, even though somehow Alan and I got charged like $1,000 the one year. But
that was terrible.
That Hex place, I
no,
do like.
No, I'd never go there.
It stays open.
No, that stays open. Yeah, great. It stays open. I hope it bankrupts. Bro, honestly,
so you're
Nick,
a big fan of that?
Rose, I will name you because I'm close enough to you to name you. You should go to jail for what you did. He knows it. You should do like minimum 6 months blue collar prison for what you did at the Hex restaurant. Just saying. You know what you did. Yeah. Brad and I got stuck with like $300 bills. This dude's making.
I'll tell you the truth.
Bank,
if
bro.
you want to go for largest bills ever, and Alan totally bailed on us for this one. So we have a huge ETC /WTC meal in Serbia
for the 40K table. The Age of Sigmar table sat somewhere else.
Yes, and the Age of Sigmar, you sat somewhere. You literally were touching our table. You were part of our table, but somehow Alan gets a different bill. Daniel and I have drinks, and we think no big deal. I don't have any fucking Schlotzkys on me. We'll pay with our cards. No big deal. So we literally go over. Everybody throws their money in. Daniel and I go to pay. We're not really paying attention because we'd been having way too much wine. And then we kind of both looked at each other as we're walking out with the bill and went, I'm pretty sure I just spent like $400. So did you?
Yeah,
like,
so to put it in context, it's like a 40-person dinner for like the 40K group on this long penis-shaped table, and the ball sack is where the Age of Sigmar team is sitting. And like we asked for a separate check, and the long table of 40 people did not. And then when the check came, literally, I think Brad and Daniel went to go collect money from people, but like everyone just vanished. It was like a magic trick. It was like I ate, gone, on a walk, thinking about life somewhere and the big questions. And Brad and Daniel are looking at this bill, which, by the way, okay, it's in Serbia. That's fine. Like, you're not going to spend a lot of money. It was like a $2 million bill, which is like, I don't know, $2,000 or something like that. And they had about $1,000 of regular like money from the people, right? That's all they had. So like they had to foot the bill for like the remainder $1,000. So like each one of them is like, I think I just spent more right now than this entire trip.
This entire trip, dude, we had spent so little up to them because the meals were all so low cost.
Yeah, that was
Have
crazy.
a good street. Tom, thanks, man.
What's up, Tom?
I will. You know what? I want to talk about why you're correct today. Alan picked this title without even talking, and I wanted to make. Over the weekend, I was playing some test games. Saturday, dude.
We all
Death
were.
Shroud Terminators. Yeah, Death Shroud Terminators are so good with Morty. You literally take Puke Master G. I can't ever remember his name. The dude that fucking makes you do mortals on sixes to wound.
Yeah, you don't even need Morty really. You could do it without Morty too.
But I'm saying if you have Morty, it's legendary busted. You don't even need Morty to do damage. They're sitting within 6. If he's within 9, the people get no rerolls. Also, you're hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, you're rerolling all wounds, and all 6s are mortals. A 5-man squad of Death Shroud Terminators, sweep attack, 42 attacks. You literally just search for 6s. You're like,
it's called fishing. James Carmona told me. James Carmona said it's called fishing for sixes.
It's nuts.
That means when you re-roll the ones that already wounded, like you already wounded on 5s and 4s and shit, but you're fishing.
You're like, don't care.
I mean,
or as we like to call it,
gentleman gaming. I think we call it noodling for sixes.
Noodling. We're noodling for sixes.
That's a fact.
Neil, I'm gonna give the cry on this. Neil came in with that fact. Just so many people deuced out at us that night.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was terrible.
But no, the Death Shroud, dude, Death Shroud Terminators, just literally when you get 42 attacks, every 6 is immortal, and you can reroll everything. You're just like, well, I also did some wounds, but I mean,
it's like
mortals.
Yeah, it's like reroll it all. You're like,
I mean, you're only getting 13 mortals. It's not that bad.
You're like, oh yeah, I also am minus
plus all the regular damage to it, and then by the way, that's just like one unit. Like you have a whole army. So
it's just crazy. It's funny because Morty can get held up. It was funny because Snigs over the weekend, literally, he ran up a unit of Vanguard vets. Morty assaulted them, didn't kill all of them. Then Stiggs literally just kept putting a unit into Morty the rest of the game. Morty never got to move because he just kept popping transhuman and just goes, all right, I made some saves. There's a dude or two left. Morty's still standing there. You can't use any of his aura abilities. I'm holding him hostage.
Yeah, he's actually not like a power stick in close combat. So, I mean.
He's Morty, because everybody will lose their mind on it. Morty is very powerful. However, Morty is 500 points. He should be powerful.
Yeah, I think there's only real one way to, in my opinion, right? If I'm playing a Mortarion army, and I want to be competitive, I think there's a solid 5-1 army there with like a Morty, Magnus, 3 Keepers of Secrets, a bunch of Demonettes and Fiends, and
Keepers are legit too.
You're just you know what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna read the missions or the secondaries. I'm gonna pick some stuff, and then you're gonna be tabled on turn 2, or I'm gonna lose. Like, I'm either going to run into the army that could beat this, or I'm going to run into the army that can't. And most armies can't.
Do you know how to handle Death Shrouds the best way?
I'm hoping there's a joke.
Add mech horses.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Add mech horses.
Add mech are like, I heard you're scary, and you move 5.
Yeah. Is there a more auto-take unit in the game than Add mech horses? I feel like they are the definition of an auto
3 Admech horses and 3 sulfur hounds, so you can have the entire board blocked off.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's
can't run away, so I don't think they're as good.
Well, they're the move blockers. The raiders are just the actual chokers on the objective.
Outside of like OBSEC troops, for a unit that's not OBSEC and not a troop, is there more an auto take unit in any faction, not just in Mechanicum?
X101.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
X101.
Oh.
25-point scrambler unit.
He's a fucking infantry unit by himself.
Done.
We'll go anybody that's useful as far, not just a straight out, because like Black Templars have Cenobite Servitors, which are 18 points.
Yeah.
But as far as a useful unit, no, Raiders are the best. Coming close, the Death Corp Krieg Rider guys are just insanity. Because they're super cheap and they can have orders.
Who owns like a million of those
guys?
They're
5 points cheaper for a 5-man unit, so they're 1 point cheaper each than Admech horses, right? But they can't run away.
Yeah, they can't run away though.
Can't run away. Yeah. Can't run away, but they do have.
But they can move a lot longer.
Yeah, they're really solid. I like them. Oh, I was gonna ask you, Brad. Do you know? Daniel, don't answer because you probably know. I just have this feeling that Daniel knows. Brad, do you know why they call it nerfed? Like when like they make something like worse in the game? Why do they call it nerf? Like it's a nerf. They nerf cultists.
Nerf
huh?
They say it's been hit with a nerf bat. I don't.
Yeah, but like why would they say it's been hit with a nerf bat? I don't even get that one, by the way. But like in general, they're like it got nerfed. Like why do they say it got nerfed?
If you don't tell me, I'll Google it.
So I actually found out. I watched that show on Netflix, Explained, for like esports. Oh my God, Daniel just got so big on my computer. For esports. That's the network connection at Sweden. And they said that like when they use the term like it got nerfed or they're doing nerfs, it means that like the efficiency is basically like a Nerf gun. Like it hurts now like a Nerf gun. So like they nerfed it. Like that's literally where it came from. I had no idea. I felt really sad about it. Not gonna lie.
I'm a boomer. I don't know shit.
I'm a boomer.
I do need to answer
I'm gonna resize your goddamn
questions right now. in the right on your left-hand side in the corner, Daniel, I'm pretty sure there's a sniper peeking a rifle out and in the top of the wall, and I'm very afraid for your safety.
That's a vent. Come on, Brad. Snipers are bright white lights. Very bright, shiny little lights. That's what a sniper looks like. Don't you play Warzone?
No, I don't play computer games.
Yeah,
I only play 40K.
You paint miniatures and aspire to one day be a real boy.
If you played computer games, you would never see Daniel ever again.
That's so true, dude. If you got into any computer game, it would be done. Like, no wife, no kids. Like,
his beard would be
like just
15 inches long.
A bunch of mason jars in your room. Like, just bad. Like, just not good. Not good.
It's not good.
I'd be really sad about the whole thing.
It's addictive. I'm staying away.
So, I don't know what's going on with Daniel's internet. He does sound like he's miming. You should switch your internet, by the way, while we're live. Just do some stuff. Brad, question for you. Mortarion, is he in an ETC team? Do you build a list around a Mortarion concept?
I think you can. I think you can do a Death Shroud Mortarion list because you put him on a heavy board and he can take on pretty much anything because you can hide those Death Shrouds. And a couple of those boards, depending on exactly how high the terrain is, it's still real line of sight. So I think you could make him a very defensive list because the Poxwalkers are amazing. You basically take Terminators and Poxwalkers and Morty, and that's a list that can deny points very well.
Can you make a denial army, though, without Morty and spend the 500 points more efficient in Death Guard?
I'm not going to lie. I was debating on that because of the fact that you might actually just go all Death Shrouds, all Blight Lords, and all Poxwalkers at that point in time and just fill the board up with 2 up, 4 up, save, Terminators that are doing stuff, a couple of the characters, obviously, the Tally Man and shit like that. I think that might actually maybe work better. I think that the Mortarion list will be scarier and might be able to bully people a little bit more as far as, people won't want to play it because it can high roll a little bit. But I think you might be right as far as a defensive list. Like a list without Mortarion and just all of the Terminators might be the secret sauce as far as just being able to take with the other in a team tournament atmosphere for sure, taking their best, their high scoring list that they think is going to get those, 16 to 20s and really deny those points because you're just so durable. You know what I mean? And you're just putting out units that are just not going away. So you're taking the board. Poxwalkers are super annoyed.
Do you think the approach of like the monster mash approach could work in an ETC maybe as an aggressive army? Not a defensive one.
If you get to choose in your attacker, yes, because there's armies that literally will not be able to deal with that.
And you could pair it, right? You could make maybe another army that's similar as like a similar aggressive army on another one and be like, hey, deal with like what if you took Morty, Magnus, 3 keepers, that's one army, and you took 3 Cetans as the other army, and you attacked a defender with those 2. Thoughts?
Satan, I don't like the 3 Satan just because certain armies can just pick them up too easy.
Yeah, but if you only attack like guards and
now I'm big. What's going on?
Yeah, but they might still be able to just ping it out because you don't have the volume of attacks. Like the big guys actually have a volume of attacks between the keepers and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
The Satan don't as much, but I get what you're saying. We could still double Allen, so we.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. I fixed it.
We could. You could, but that concept could go through. You know what I mean? Monster. You know what I mean? But it'd have to be an attacker. I like having lots of just like good lists that can play no matter what on a team a lot of times. And then having only a few ones that are looking for matchups. But I do think that a Death Guard type army, whether it's got Morty or not, it's the same general concept. Obviously, you can have more.
Well, I mean, I feel like the way I'm going with that is I feel like a lot of people are playing army lists right now that play the secondaries well, play the checkers trading game well. I hope a lot of people are very excited about 9th. I'm getting a little bored about the whole like. I go up, we trade, you bring a unit in, you kill mine, I kill yours, you kill mine.
More of these armies are coming out that can do more, though. Like Dark Angels having an army, they've already announced the fact that Dark Angels can have an Outrider and their bikes are OPSEC, and they showed some of their powers that can deny OPSEC. Death Guard are, basically super durable.
It's clear. Yeah, it's clear that GW went on a rampage with like, let's make everything more powerful. Let's increase damages on weapons. Let's increase rend on weapons. Let's increase the power to get more stuff. What did you just make a snowman? That camera right there.
Dude,
what did you make it out of snow?
I think that people. I think that you could get caught, but you could really
try to get outside. What are you leaving it here for?
Oh man, look at that!
It's gonna melt. Yeah, you guys had a delay in the feed. I think I don't know.
Yeah, it's sweet with the Facebook's 7 seconds. I love everything about that. I'm so happy now.
I have a snowman now in my house. It's gonna melt like on my table. Like this is just strange.
It's worth it.
Yeah, it's
but I was luckily for you. It's like 1 deciliter of water, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's true. Where I was going with that, Brad, I got cut off because my wife came in with a snowman. That really happened. What about just the old school of playing 40K? Like, I love the mission. The mission's great. I'm gonna table you in 2. Like, I'm just bringing all of the kill.
I was actually thinking going more so old school Allen ideas on this, because I think a lot of people are going because they're worried about the new Dark Angels, or even the old Dark Angels, the Inner Circle and all this shit, and the new Death Guard. They want more damage. I actually think that you're gonna see people guessing on the meta on that, because if you take too much las cannon, multi-mount and shit, if you have
Horde is coming back.
Exactly, I think the Horde's gonna come back, and if you have too many Horde for your opponents to deal with, and they load up too many armies that are basically Space Marine and Death Guard type counters, they just don't have enough guns to deal with 200 plus models. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's just difficult.
Yeah.
I'm more inclined to move towards Horde right now. So I'm doing a lot more, 100, 120 plus models at least on the board.
And I think some of these OBSEC hordes are dude.
Yeah.
The Necron just putting a ton of bodies that are fast and taking the back with, 50 warriors plus, and then scarabs and destroyers or wraiths or whatever, just and everything being OBSEC, and just going, even if you table me, I might still win this. And this actually happened on with Snigs on Sunday. He played a Necron player, and the Necron player just put OBSEC shit in his face, and Snigs basically tabled him and lost the game by 15.
But that's so boring, Brad. I don't like that kind of play style.
Well, I mean, it's very aggressive. You should like it.
Come on, Snowman. Get on board. Get on board with Brad's approach. It's Horde.
No, I don't like it.
Okay, I'm done.
I'm thinking like Orc Horde could work really well, because it makes... I don't think people will realize that they won't be able to get engage. They won't be able to get banners. They won't be able to get scramblers, because there won't be any place for them to be at.
I mean, and Orcs do it very well, and you can get up there right away. I mean, I don't even know.
Oh, yeah, Wild Boys. I was thinking about a Wild Boys army with Gaz, and you basically have, 120 plus boys, maybe even like go higher, go 180, who cares? And they all move, run, and charge, and you roll 3d6 to determine how far they run.
Just think about certain objectives are just almost auto wins at that point. You just put... You did jump like Vital Intelligence, the one that has the diagonal 4 objectives going across the middle.
Oh,
you do jump your boys turn 1,
yeah,
and you're just in front of your opponent, just going, figure it out. I literally have all the objectives turn 1.
Yeah.
You have to do something about this. You're scoring no point. And if the thing is, even if you start getting pounded out later, if you've given your opponent a 0 and a 5 for primary mission on the progressive, dude, that's just hard to come back from, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. You just have to take a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you just won.
Yeah, it's difficult.
So, I mean, Brian's talking about the fact that he's still got his Horde nids out there. I mean, you can just do a lot with Horde right now. And I do think that the meta is shifting. It feels like when you see all these people talking about lists and stuff, they're going so heavy into straight, multi-mount, the las cannon type.
So what you're saying then is...
Same with like Blade Guard veterans. They don't kill enough models. Especially if you have like 5-up invo on the Orc Horde from the custom force field.
Pain.
They're killing. It's way and with the leadership really not being a thing anymore. It's
Well, Orcs leadership is never a thing, so they don't care at all. Like you just put Gaz on the table, and you're like,
I just think that you have to have models. I mean, there's going to be there's just a decent amount of armies that can still put some serious models on the board. I mean, a lot of these chaos builds you see right now, I mean, even the keeper builds and stuff like that, bring just a lot of dudes and the keepers. So like they're just pushing up in your face, but then they have the rest of the board and they're blocking everything else. There's no room for reserves, deep strikes, any reinforcement.
That's why I'm converting to vulture gunships.
Just all of the shots.
Yeah.
So I think Chaos might be a little sneaky. Guard is very sneaky with that because Guard can do this easy. Guard are like maybe with the changes to the big guns, Imperial Guard may be one of the best codexes in the game now, because what we just talked about right now was, hey, what about playing Mortarion, Magnus, and 3 keepers and going with a monster mash approach, or even like a Magnus, Mortarion, Lord of Change with a bunch of horrors and stuff like that. That's another approach. But now we're talking about 200 plus models. So it's very two different types of play style. What army, what army other than IG could answer that? I mean, IG with Vengeance of Cadia could literally pick up a lot of the big guys with just like simple tank fire power. And then the fact that they can just take 4 Toroxes. 4 Torox primes and a Scion detachment is going to wipe Horde.
2 mana cores with full payload is just so good for what it does.
Yeah.
And then the plasma squads, the 2 basically get a special weapon. You have 3 special weapon teams, 3 command squads with all plasma. They're so cheap.
Do they still have the relic too for Vengeance of Cadia, or is it just the strat?
No, they have the relic. One use relic to reroll hit, reroll to wound.
They have both the strat and the relic. Oh my god! So like IG just destroy chaos and demons. Anything with the demons keyword or chaos is just screwed. From an IG perspective, like they have the firepower, and they could also do the other side.
More or less destroyed anyway without Cadia.
Well, with Cadia, it's really bad, and the relic's even better.
If you put layers of fucking just even the idiot infantry guard that are going to jump out of your commands or whatever, and you're moving guys and stuff like that, you literally just have a wall of idiots. So you know what I mean. When Mortarion hits 10 guardsmen, and you're like, that seems like a shitty trade. You're like, there you go, buddy. Go ahead and kill them. Woo!
Yeah. Guardsmen with move are very efficient. I think Bulgrin got cheaper also. Chimeras are better now with the change to the rules.
I would still rather just soup in a detachment. I do like, we were talking a little about this before we went live. I do like IG with a detachment of something that has hand-to-hand, Bloody Rose Sisters.
Maybe Sanguinary Guard.
Custodes, anything, literally anything. Just somebody that punches. You're basically, your guard is 75% of your army, then you take, another 500 points of just some shit that just punches people the hell out of their way.
When I put this video on YouTube, Brad, do you know if I can put a link of another video? Because we have a Blood Angels IG list already.
This is true.
Click this link right here. I'll check later if I could do that. I have no idea if I could do that.
But your idea on the monster mashup list, I don't think it's feasible for ETC at all, or WTC, because it's so much ruined terrain. So the keepers will not go anywhere. You can just put anything there.
You could block. You could on a heavy board for sure. They would be a liability for that sure because they're not flying.
I don't know if you've played a lot of the boards, but there are only heavy boards except board 1.
Yeah, so your opponent defends with something, takes board 1 away, and then the list is screwed.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of melee armies, I think. You can go building to building and stay out of line of sight very easily there.
Yeah.
So are we basically saying you still have to have a blend of things? Will the meta shift of towards killing big things for a little bit, and then Horde will take that gap that's created?
I still think though that you in your army builds, you still got to go kind of hybrid on that. You know what I mean? You don't want to just lose to a certain match. You don't want to just gamble too hard. At least I don't want to gamble too hard. I like having I literally go down a checklist we talked about a while back of just what I put in. Can I kill hard targets? Can I kill medium targets? Can I kill hordes? You know what I mean? Do I have enough AP, volume of AP to take care of, people with 2-up saves, 1-up saves, and then just go through there.
You don't like putting all your objectives on one side of the board.
I do not. I play very old man Brad style.
Brad's like scramblers. Scramblers sounds like a good objective for me. I'll take scramblers. I don't need the 5 points. What would I need those for?
Neil just called you out on that one. He's like, yeah, if you think the boards need to be lighter, you could, send us some feedback. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Hey, Neil, make the boards lighter, bro. I want to see some cool armies. How cool is an army like Magnus, Morty, and 3 Keepers of Secret? Freaking cool.
I'm not saying they necessarily have to be lighter. I'm just saying that some lists will not be very feasible. Because I'm guessing a lot of people want to play like one line area shooting list, and that list definitely needs table 1 or 2. And then if you're playing a big monster list with the Slaanesh demons, you need a board where you can move.
Yep.
Sure.
I defend with
AdMech,
and I take the board with Mortarion.
It's gonna be hard with all the ruins, I think.
Yep.
But I'm not saying it's bad for the game. It could be good for the game. I'm just saying you have to think about it when you make the lists for WTC, at least.
I'm saying it's bad. I'm saying it's bad for the game. So what the hell do knights do in ETC? Sounds like they suck at everything. They can't move around the board because of the terrain. They can't score objectives because there's too few models.
They
can't compete with OBSEC. Yeah. They can't do any of the secondaries. Killing them generates so many points so quickly.
You can surprise.
Why does this army exist?
When they try to touch an objective and you made them a character, they can heroically intervene and beat up the models.
Yeah, but you get like one character. Like it's like, oh, I have a knight. It's a character, unless it's like a Forge World one. Man, knights
they can make a bunch of them.
Knights are depressing.
They're still. Knights don't play the missions very well. Knights with something is the only way you're going to play that.
It's terrible to see that Knights don't play the missions well and get screwed by terrain. Neil, I'm going to send you feedback.
Your feedback is Your feedback is give Alan some open table skills so he can bring some crazy Mac armies.
No, I send Neil feedback. It's like, hey Neil, this is everything I think you should do, and then he responds back with saying, but you're never going to be on the team again, so like, why do I care? Like feedback is for players, Alan. Like, so stop emailing me. No one cares what you think. So, but I'm still liking the idea of taking a monster mash. I don't care what Daniel says. It's gonna be fun. Fun's the name of the game.
I think it's a super cool list, especially in a singles tournament that have bigger variety on terrain. Maybe
there you go, Alan. That list actually plays the missions a little bit better too. Magnus, Morty, Erebon, 2 Zinch Princes, 3 times 10 Cultists, 2 Defilers.
Nah, boring.
How is that boring?
Defilers are lame. Everybody knows that. Play with a Defiler, you'd be like, wow, this tank sucks for how much I pay. Also, Daniel, I need to ask you, did you pay the migrant worker who's like pedaling a bicycle in your basement to process your bandwidth connection today? Like, have you paid him? Have you given him his meal this morning? Because you might want to go downstairs in your house and check on your indentured servant who powers your internet access and see if he's alive. Because as far as I can tell, your internet is flatlined.
Currently looks like he's deep in thought about his answer to the next question.
He looks like he's processing. Oh my god, I want to go get like a processing wheel and put it like in front of his face, like a transparent picture of a wheel. Oh, he's back.
I'm in the middle of the archipelago, man.
He's back.
I think I'm doing fine on my internet.
He's back.
That is true. On the map, it just says question mark when you do GPS.
Oh no, I mean, barring serious injury, I've felt really, really good when I was in your area of Sweden. It felt like the air was fresh and like the animals were nice and the little walk to the water was nice.
Disney princess songs. That's how you.
Dude, it was, man. I swear to God, I woke up. I felt like the birds were singing to me. The doves were like looking at me. The deer.
That's how we got the kitchen so cleaned in the morning. Alan sang a song, and all the woodland creatures came in and did all the dishes.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. I had a good time.
You're still the only one that used my upper bathroom properly, like 3 hours spa session.
I used everything in that bathroom. Everything in that bathroom.
I do love the fact when you're showing us the house. So Daniel moved a little ways away, got himself a little more space, a little more everything. and he's showing us all the rooms. And then the largest room in the house is this gargantuan bathroom that I'm pretty sure he has people fight in the middle of it, so it's easier to clean up the blood or something.
Yeah, his bathroom is bigger than this room.
Big.
Like his bathroom is bigger than this entire room, and like it's just massive. So it's I don't know how. I don't know. I mean, it's cool. I wish I had that here.
Why is this not happening? Neil does have a good point.
What?
Neil's like, not true, Alan. I'm only keeping you waiting as long as you keep me waiting on the WTC being in a casino in Montenegro. Why is this not happening?
We can make this happen. we could definitely make this happen. Do we have anyone in the Ask Neil. Neil, do we have anyone in the WTC who is a former gangster of some kind in their country seeking asylum in a different country? Because if yes, Montenegro is open to them coming there. That is where all the hitmen and massive mafiosos go.
Very specific question.
He'll get in the group right away. No, there's like a bunch of dudes in Montenegro who like buy like, you know, old like Cold War bunkers in the mountain where like the Tito and his people made like, you know, like a fortress. Like now they're like, oh, I'm gonna remodel this, make a house. It's like overlooks the Mediterranean, overlooks the Adriatic Sea. It's pretty nice stuff. You guys should all come check it out. It's really cool.
Keep trying to. You keep denying us.
We've been talking about it.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. There's this little thing called COVID now. That's causes some problems.
So, not to be negative, but when are we going to go back to tournaments? I know I don't even think we're ever going to be back to normal. Let's talk about when each of our respective countries, and for us, it's more states, everything, because the states, Joe Cherry is an old gangster. When do we think we're going to have when do you think tournaments are actually going to happen? Daniel, do you think your guys are going to have your, what is it, spring, summer? You got that team tournament coming?
I hope. I wouldn't say I think this is not 100% prediction, but I hope that all the sick and frontline workers and the old people are vaccinated by April, so we can let go on some of our restrictions and start having tournaments in April, May. That's what I hope. True or false, I don't know. I think it depends a lot on the AstraZeneca vaccine, which we apparently bought all the vaccines from. But we'll see. So that's what I hope, at least.
Now, Alan, you've got a little more info than the rest of us, but so you can make a better bet. You're cheating on your bet. You got insider trading.
No, I don't have any insider trading. But my hope is that the vaccines.
If you were going to say, if you were a betting man right now, and I'm shooting all midsummer, ATC, American Team Championships, do they happen in, what is it, June?
Yeah, it all depends on these new strands. So like the UK has like a new aggressive strand. Africa
Ohio has its own strand. Woo-hoo.
Africa has like a new strand. So like basically the point I'm trying to make is like it really also depends on how the new government in America takes this whole thing. But okay, so there's a vaccine, right? The vaccine is going to allow you to create antibodies for a particular type of strand. So you get the vaccine, assuming you're, you know, a logical person, you go and get the vaccine. And if enough people get the vaccine, then the majority of people, you know, build immunity to a particular type of strand by creating antibodies within their own body. Same thing with polio and smallpox and all that stuff, right? So cool, that sounds awesome. Why do we get a flu shot every single year? Flu shots the same thing as a vaccine for the most part. So
it morphs every year.
Yeah. So my concern with COVID is really like how much is it going to morph and how big of a problem that is? Because like the worst case scenario is like we do get a vaccine and then the morphed version of the disease actually causes, you know, you still to get it even though you got a vaccine. It's just different enough so that your antibodies in your body don't actually, you know, solve the new version or the new strand.
You mean that's
my
get
fear.
COVID twice in 1 year because Jesus hates them.
Well, you could get COVID twice in 1 year without the vaccine because you may not have the blueprint antibodies for building them in the future. So you might have lost that. Like if you just got it yourself and like you made your own antibodies because you got over COVID, you might lose those after a period of time. Supposedly with the vaccine, the way it works is it gives you a blueprint for creating antibodies. Whenever your body sees that virus, it goes, oh, this virus, I know this virus. It's like a cheat code. You're playing Grand Theft Auto. You're like, oh, down, forward, back, upright, BXX. You're like,
I was more going on Britt, who's had the elbow from Allah dropped on her twice.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So
yes.
I would bet that Daniel's internet never improves. That's one thing I will bet on. Because I'm constantly resizing.
You take Daniel about this. He's gonna have the world's fastest connection. He's just gonna have them build a direct line to his house. It's gonna be like a government line.
Yeah. No, I do hope the vaccine kicks in, and I hope we do see ATC. ATC would be awesome. That tournament is like one of my favorite events. Adepticon's my number one event. We know that's canceled this year, but ATC would be nice to see that happening. But I think ATC's going to have some competition this year. From what I heard, there's going to be a Vegas ATC in September. Yep. In September, which I thought was awesome. That I think Reese and Frankie are either a part of or running it themselves or sponsoring it through their organization. But I heard about that. So I heard that tournament's in the works. There was actually a lot of tournaments that were supposed to happen in 2020. Like there's an Atlantic City Open. There's a New Orleans tournament that I heard about, like big events that like Frontline was either a part of or was going to at least publicize through the Frontline ITC thing. And I've been hearing about all those from other people, and it would be cool to see some of those happen so that we can see like, what's doing well and then we can provide guidance on how to beat it. So, because right now we're creating a meta in which we're breaking, and then we're talking about a new meta. Like we just right now all said everyone's going to transition to kill Morty, so they're going to take big guns, and then a lot of people are going to then take Horde, and then they're going to have to transition back to taking a balanced army. It's like, what did we just discuss?
Without any tournaments happening.
Yeah, we just discussed like 6 months of 40K without any tournaments happening. It's like, it'd be really cool to see if we were right.
Here's just a fun question on this. Out of the stuff that's coming out, that just came out, we'll consider Death Guard part of it. Death Guard, Dark Angels, Drakari are all coming out in the next 2 months. You guys psyched up about any of these books?
Yeah, I'm definitely psyched up about Drakari. I think they need to get nerfed, but I'm curious what they do to them. I'm curious if they have any cool flair. Like, I felt Death Guard had some pretty cool, like the Contagion Aura ability increasing in size is awesome. It's very thematic. It's cool. I like it. It's different.
I like the I love the idea of an infantry army just dragging you down. It's all fluff.
Yeah, I love the idea of like
we'll
the army.
Send Daniel an excerpt of the story behind it, and then he'll set it on fire.
I love that the army is impacting the other army. It's changing the way your opponent plays, which I think is fundamental. Like every army should either break the game on its own, like Harlequins, they just ignore a bunch of like key rules, or now like we see with Death Guard, they impact you, they impact your opponent, and your opponent has to basically follow new rules, right? So I think the best way to buff up Codex is to do thematic approaches to changing the core rules in a way that makes sense for their army, isn't too powerful, but like helps them out. Like we talked about Khorne in the past and World Eaters. Like it'd be really cool if they had an additional aspect to Assault that broke the regular game, like kill a unit, charge another unit for everything. If you have a full Khorne or World Eaters army, you just do it.
It's important that they have unique rules as well, so it's not it doesn't feel like copy paste on Space Marine rules and just
it'd be
the
lame.
same thing but in green colors instead.
I got you on that. What do you guys think about? It feels like they're giving pretty big buffs to a lot of these armies if you're one book. Do you think we'll see? I mean, I actually like it.
Yeah,
do you think we'll see awesome. one book being the majority? Not all, obviously, because allies exist. There's detachments exist now. We're not really going to take them back. But do you think that'll be more the norm? I actually like the idea of armies being very strong in one aspect and having a few weaknesses. That used to be the norm. Back in the day when you could only take one book, you couldn't fill out. You know what I mean? You couldn't plug the gaps.
No, but I think it's really good because it makes people think if it's worth to add in, for example, AdMech courses. And I can tell you it is, but
it is.
But
and it is.
But either way, at least it will change. We will see different lists in that way, and there's less and less stuff that are auto include.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, that because of the fact that things are going more and more different on just different things. Like for instance, Australia had multiple big tournaments this weekend because they don't care. They quarantined off some of the things, and a couple of the lists were crazy. Keepers, there's just different shit. I think that people are playing against the meta. You know what I mean? Trying to just throw it out there and basically play against a lot of things. It's a semi-marine meta out there right now. So I think people are gunning for that and maybe Harlequins.
It's super interesting because I was talking with a guy from Gothenburg about sisters, and their sister list there is totally different than the sister list we've cultivated in Stockholm, because the meta is different in Gothenburg compared to Stockholm.
Yeah.
He's playing totally different lists than what the Stockholm sister player is playing. So they have totally branched out and are picking different things. So I think
and that's happening everywhere. That's happening everywhere.
Local metas, and it's going to be super interesting. For example, at the WTC, because normally all the teams pick like 6 lists, and then there's like 2 lists that are flavor. I think this year we're going to see a lot of different things going on. It's going to be super hard to predict where people are going.
I love it. I think it's going to make pairings super fun because you're going to have different flavors of list every team. Because a lot of years, man, most teams have mostly the same stuff. Yeah.
It's like 6 lists are the same. And
I think there's going to be a tremendous opportunity if WTC happens despite Corona. I think there's going to be a tremendous opportunity to do what the U.S. team did, I think, when they won gold, which was bring that Gene Stealer cult army. I don't think anyone really saw that army coming except for one country. I think you guys in one other country had that army, and that really helped you guys out a lot, because I think a lot of people had Kopak's
pretty hard that year too. We tried to counter. We tried to guess on the meta for it too.
I think a lot of people, and Brad, correct me if I'm wrong. Did a lot of teams have like a Knight, IG, Blood Angels type of list, like similar to Kopak's? Yeah.
Well, my list had 250 models. Rose's list had 300 models with that GSC list. You know what I mean? And we had.
I think that GSC list messed up everyone in pairings. I think that was that was how you guys won. I think that's my honest opinion. I wasn't there, so I can't say it 100%. Obviously, it was a team commitment kind of thing. Everyone, participated in their own way. But I think when your opponents saw that list, they were like, well, we had a strategy for the Knight Blood Angels IG army, but now that's screwed. What do we do? And then you ended up getting both the Knight IG Blood Angels list and the GSC list getting big points every round. They were like 20s for the Knights list. Kopak was just 20ing it every round.
He 20'd everyone.
Yeah, he 20'd everyone.
We were able to get him great matchups.
Yeah, he was getting good matchups because people
were having tough times pairing against everything else.
Yeah, they couldn't pair against the GSC list.
They literally was worried about the other list, and they basically just they threw basically their weakest list. Most of the time they threw against Kopak, and he just rickrolled them.
Yeah, because they knew they were going to take a loss there anyways, so they were just giving it. They were like, we're losing 20 here. Let's see what we could do over here. But then the problem was, your defender, the NIDS list, the GSC list, when it went out as defender, it was getting 15s on a regular basis, if not 20s. It was just taking points. It was just taking points. I think it was like 1 game lost, 1 game under 10. That's it. And I was like, whoa. So I think that's going to happen this year. I think there's going to be a country that comes up with a list similar to that, or a couple lists similar to that within their country, and then people are going to be like, whoa. And you know what I think is going to help out a lot? I think TTS will actually help out a lot in terms of getting them ready to test things out and to see how our lists are doing versus other lists. I think TTS is the way they'll do it.
Is that a lot of the TTS lists lean towards shooting lists because of the fact that it's hard to maneuver models and do height and terrain and stuff like that. So a lot of the real intricacies of melee gets lost in TTS. So you see a lot of the shooting lists go. So I think that you're actually going to see people that are playing more home games and stuff like that be more into the melee.
I wonder if people use TTS to figure out like that list. When we make that matrix and we put what we think we score against it. I think you use TTS to build out the core of that. And you're like, I think a lot of people are going to come with stuff like this because that's what they're seeing. TTS is majority of what people are seeing is TTS. The tournaments we have going on in Australia are cool and they're fun. They're awesome. I'm super happy that they're having events, but it's a microcosm of a meta, right? Like you can't really draw too much from that.
The thing about Australia is right now, and I've talked to a lot of those guys, they actually have to work with the fact that they just don't have access to a lot of shit right now, shipping wise and everything.
Yeah.
Like they just have some
we had we had that podcast with the Omnisaya from over there, and he put it pretty bluntly that the skill gap there is pretty steep. It's like the best players are far, like a few couple people, and then there's a pretty far gap between the next best players. So it's kind of
our Games Workshop store hasn't got a delivery since before Christmas. Thank you, Brexit.
Yeah,
the shelves are empty.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, we have it's the same. A lot of people have said they're not getting anything. I mean, I talked to Daryl, our local store owner here at the game room, and he says he puts in, a $5,000 order every single week and gets less than half of it every single week. Yeah. So they just kind of ship him whatever. He's like, you ordered this? Well, we had this.
My 3D printer is working fine. Yeah. It's doing very well.
I need to get one. I have space in my hobby room now.
Yeah.
So
it's doing very well. So
after you found the $6,000 worth of things that you didn't know you had, that you had to piece out.
I built all my orcs this weekend. All the orcs I had left.
Oh yeah, did you see any squigs laying around?
Yeah, I have them in a box here.
He sold them on eBay.
I really like them. I like the idea of having them for unit markings for my cannon.
Yeah,
so it's really good.
I bet you do.
I love everything about that.
Best.
You're like, also, I'm keeping them forever.
Yeah, I know he's keeping them. That's what pisses me
I'm
off.
not keeping them forever. I'm just not sending them.
I'm gonna fly to Sweden, break my other chest, and take those.
He'll do something.
Yeah, just for the record, I tried to give them back to you at ETC.
No, you didn't. When? I was drunk, probably.
I came and it's like, here, they are. They're done. They're packed up. And you're like, yeah, take them. And I took them. And I
feel like you're gonna do that.
This never happened. Was this after we won second place, Age of Sigmar first year ever with Bill Souza as the captain, and I was super excited and drunk? Is that when you came by?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's when we were done, and I was packing everything up.
It's not fair.
He did it. Danny was going to do it like he did with my shoes. I wore a new pair. I literally got a pair of workout shoes made for me. These from a runner type place. Got these workout shoes made. Wore them like 2 times. Brought them to Sweden. Forgot them in Sweden because I'm an idiot. And about a year later, Dad is like, "Hey, I can give you those shoes back." He goes, "I just want to let you know though that apparently your feet are the same size as my feet, and I've been wearing them every day. They're super comfortable."
So, update on the snowman, guys. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the carrot just fell off. His face is literally melting down.
Yeah.
And the blueberries here, the arms have dropped. I don't know what to do with this guy here. Just letting you guys know.
Just let us know.
Yeah, just quick. Ooh,
I'm so excited that Amela did this.
He's got cancer now.
He's having some problems.
Yeah. He's got 99 problems. Is that copyrighted?
There's no one.
Inside is one.
Yeah, man. Jimmy, you were right. The squigs, bro. The squigs. I don't know what else to talk about, guys. You know what? I would say one thing about COVID that is positive. I know we talk a lot of shit.
Hopefully not positive.
But I think in the last year with COVID, I have probably, without a doubt, spoken to both of you more than my entire life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like anybody out there who likes the game of Warhammer, I don't think there's ever been a time in history where there's been more content on the internet. I feel like I find some random dude's podcast every day, about what he thinks about Blood Angels or about what he thinks about XYZ. I get Tabletop Titans killing it, production quality through the roof, playing games. I don't know how they do it. It's insane. It's amazing. I get Art of War, coaching, consulting some of the best players in the community, making stuff. Awesome. I even get everything that's going on in Frontline Gaming. They are the OGs of the whole thing. I get it. Our group here, close friends, all really good players in different areas. I get it. But now what's cool, and I didn't get it at first, but now I think it's awesome, is there's just like podcasts about everything. Like there's like that famous guy doing Magic Carp, whatever his name is. He's doing podcasts on 40K. The Superman actors doing podcasts about painting custodies. There's like just random people from like Des Moines, Iowa doing podcasts about, there's a whole Sisters podcast. There's a podcast just about Sisters of Battle. And they release like an episode every week on just like what happened with Sisters. There's the same one on Blood Angels. There's the same one on like Dark Eldar. There's literally everything on like any topic you have. There's like a podcast. And some of these people have been doing it for a very long time. And like, you know, Brad, you already know this because you know Scary real well. I had no idea he's had a podcast for like 11 years.
Yeah.
I went on his YouTube like a couple days ago. If you guys haven't gone to Scarredcast, go check out Scarredcast. It's pretty sick. Scary does this like pretty much, I think, for a living.
Yep.
He's had a freaking YouTube channel like when he was like, I don't know, he looks like he's in high school. He's got like pimples and he's sitting on a chair and he's like, hey guys, you know, he's like on his phone. It looks like a flip phone. It's terrible. And then like you look at his quality today, you're like, wow, man, this guy, you know, like he's been doing this for a long time. And I had no clue.
Excited about his stuff coming out. I'm pretty sure he's just going to pass out as soon as he gets his hand on the Drakari book and then have to then wake up and do something with it.
Yeah. He has Dark Eldar videos from like 2010. Like, I love Dark Eldar. And I'm like, I didn't even know this guy existed in 2010. Like, you know what I mean? So it's I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'm finding like a lot more content out now. Now I'm like researching it too, like who else has been doing this for like ever? It's pretty cool. It'd be hilarious. It'd be hilarious to find out Daniel has a whole second family. He does a whole thing with like League of Legends. Like he's all over the internet.
He's got a Norwegian family. That's where he keeps all his big monies.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool, man. There's a lot of people.
I have a family increase though.
Brad, when's the Nopin going on? You're doing the Nopin thing, right?
This weekend.
Are you doing a game on that, or are you commentating, or what?
I am doing a game as long as I am free and clear.
Oh,
so
COVID,
yes, I will be playing
concern?
TJ as long as I am tested. I am positive in my thoughts that I am not positive in my body.
Yeah. If you're okay, do you want to shoutcast a game you're not playing on? Or are you shoutcasting already on Art of War?
I am not. I would love to shoutcast.
All right, let's do a GG shoutcast. You should tell those guys to do a shoutcast too. They should do one. That'd be fun. I'll do one with you. We'll talk shit. I'll just like make fun of people the entire time. Is Nick playing in one? Is Brown playing in one?
I'm looking. I gotta find the schedule. The Notebook has their own site right now.
Oh, I want to do one. I want to do one where Brown's playing. That'd be fun.
I feel that the only way I want to cast anything though is if I have at least an adequate amount of wine while I'm doing it.
Okay, I can order that for you and have it delivered to your home. That's not a problem.
I like everything that's going on here.
I'm gonna get a scotch. I'm gonna get a bottle of scotch. You get a bottle of wine. We'll do a shoutcast. Daniel, you're more than welcome to join. You could drink whatever the hell Swedish drink you guys drink. Flugahagen.
I'm still strictly on water.
Are you still dieting? You're still trying to lose your COVID weight?
Yeah.
Wow, man. You have like really good discipline. Painting, losing weight. Yeah. Like the whole world is ending and you're just like, nah, man. Things are going to be okay.
Because Daniel's getting ready to fight the zombie, Joe.
For 14 pounds so far in January.
Nice.
How much do I weigh in kilos? Wait, you guys use kilograms over there. I want to put into perspective how fat I am so that you understand this because it's amazing.
It's divided by 2.2.
Oh, man, it's so good. Not going to lie. Pounds. What would I do without Google?
Yeah.
Bro, seriously, bro.
You would go to your library and take out a encyclopedia that is this thick, and you would just...
Encyclopedia Britannica, get the full set.
That's how you know you're old.
So I think I'm pretty sure on New Year's I've lost some weight. I don't know how much weight. I'm not trying to lose any weight. It just kind of happened because my body itself was like, don't die. I think I was like 82 kilograms. On New Year's. Yeah, I was, dude.
No way you were.
Oh no.
82.
I missed one. I missed the number. I missed the number. 127 kilograms.
I was going to say,
exactly.
Like, if you lost some weight, you lost some serious weight if you're 82 kilograms.
No, I was 127. Yeah, no, I lost weight since. I think I lost weight since. I don't know how much. I don't like kilograms though, because kilograms, the numbers are not big enough. It's kind of weird. Like 127. I guess that feels nicer though. I'm only 127 kilograms. That feels a lot better than pounds. You're like
I'm
280
I'm
pounds.
97.8 now. I started at 102.8.
Jimmy had a good comment. He apparently deleted it. So.
Okay. Oh, hey, Fortman just mentioned that Brown is playing the championships. Why? Okay, that makes sense. All right, so Brad, we're doing the championships game. We're gonna shoutcast it.
When is it? On Saturday?
It's probably on Sunday. It's probably on Sunday, right?
Yeah. I might join.
Yeah, it's on
Saturday. I don't have any plans for the weekend. I'm gonna paint 80 orcs. That's my weekend plan.
You're not gonna paint 80 orcs. Then I'm done with all
the orcs I owe.
Are you really gonna paint 80 orcs?
Yeah.
Dude, have you painted more models like in the last 6 months than you've painted ever? I think.
Yeah, I have.
Daniel's kind of inspiring me right now. Should I do like a challenge myself? I should do like one army a month every month, full army. Is that not enough? Is that enough?
Nah, that's enough. That's good.
That's enough.
Full army a month every month. How many months can I go for?
Yeah, 2,000 points, full army every month. You could do it easily. Just bring out that airbrush.
No, but like really paint it. Like paint it. Like for real.
Yeah.
Like I'm ready to go like put this in front of someone who's judging paint. Like not 3 colors, not like.
Yeah, but I did my Harlequins like only with my airbrush.
Well, then you didn't do them that good because then you didn't do any layering or shading or eyes or belts or pouches.
Yes, I did.
With an airbrush? You didn't do that with an airbrush.
Yeah, of course you can.
No, you didn't. You're a liar. Harlequins are so tiny. You have to go in and highlight the pouch. What are you talking about? You can't spray it. Like, what is? Do your Harlequins look like a Picasso painting? Are they just like ink blotches? Like, there's a pouch here, brown.
Daniel got drinking and he got dual wielding fucking airbrushes and just went at it.
There's no way you did that with airbrush. I mean, I'm a really good airbrusher. You came to my house and saw a display board that was the size of a very large fat man, and it was painted within like 3 hours. So I know how to airbrush, but you can't. Harlequins are super small.
As everyone knows, I know airbrushing. So.
Yeah.
We'll see you at the Glass City GT. Oh, is there a Glass City GT?
Yeah, they're holding it at when Adepticon would have been end of March.
Oh, really? Wow.
So
how are they going to do that? Are they assuming the restrictions are going to be gone by then?
Well, they have enough space with the separate rooms and the separate building, so they can do
in the Toledo in the game room.
Yeah, because the game room, remember, has 2 buildings and then it has 2 rooms.
It's like trying to tell me that you could totally have a smoking section on a plane. What's the problem?
I'm just saying you could follow the actual guidelines.
I remember.
Seems fine.
Good smoke.
Like it's just such a lie, though. I love it. It's just like you'd never be able to pass the red face test, but like it's still like, oh yeah, there's 2 rooms, there's enough space, square footage wise. If you remove all the studs and all the walls, we're good to go. You know what I mean? But the studs and walls are there.
Almost like an outdoors area.
Yeah.
They've separated because we ran some in the fall. You know what I mean? Before the restrictions got super strict again, and we had there's plenty of space for the 6 feet between tables and all that kind of stuff.
Hey, Gary's in the channel. What's up, Gary? You know a lot about the Chicagoland area. I'm curious also for you, Brad, with Toledo. Are we afraid at all of like our stores close? Like, is there possible that some of our gaming stores could close because of COVID? How's that looking? I don't know anything about that, so I haven't gone any of them.
Ohio's better than that because effectively what happens for us is we've always been more open than Michigan, so everybody from Michigan comes down to our store.
Okay, like we have 2 stores. I think we have Grognar.
Don't you just 3D print everything?
I care.
No, I buy stuff from the store. When I go to a tournament and I win, they make me use the money that I won at the store. Yeah. So I have credit actually in one of the stores. I have credit in Grognar, I think, from a tournament that we had a long time ago. I don't even remember when it was. So I hope they stay around. I mean, not for that reason, not for selfish reasons. I do want the store to exist.
Well, I really do like ice. For selfish reasons, also Daryl is king of the bits. So
yeah, Daryl is king of the bits. Oh, I have credit with Daryl too. Brad's holding my card.
Yes, I do. It's in my money clip right now.
Yeah, Brad, don't lose my card.
Is that the only thing in your money clip, Brad?
I mean, there's no money. We know that. I literally have my insurance card and Alan's winnings. That's all I need.
That's the dirtiest thing I've ever heard. I'm a bad person. I'm such a bad person. I drove all the way to Toledo, beat him in his own event, and then made him hold on to my card for the winnings. So I was like, hey, by the way, keep this, don't spend it. See you later.
So I walk around with Alan's money.
It's a constant reminder that you can win and beat everyone in a 40K tournament that you play. But if you don't play someone, you might lose.
Where is actually? I think my money goes in my pants.
Well, Brad is finally in the winner circle. He's won one event now, so.
Yeah, well, I won the first heat of the event.
He won Adepticon.
Well, I mean, I've won a bunch of stuff. We're talking lately.
I remember that one time. This guy Brad Chester. I think you're him, right? You won Adepticon that one time.
I won multiple times actually. Before they did if they just did Battle Master, I won Best General multiple times. Also, I've won Nova. Come on now. Now you're just fucking with me, guys. You guys gonna get me all riled up.
The moment we get off air, Brad's gonna be like, "Hey, you guys are messing around way too much, bro. Like, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that.
I'll play you right now.
I'll play you right now, bro. Anything you want. Make the army list. All right, Brad, you're gonna play with 30 mandrakes. Ready? Let's go.
It's gonna be tougher.
Oh my god. All right. Well, I don't got anything else. I do hope that things get better, and I hope that Glass City GT happens. Snigs is running it, right, Brad?
Yep.
Yeah, I hope that would be really cool. I would love to make it out for that if I can. Assuming I have a vaccine, I will attend. If I have a vaccine, I will attend. If I don't have a vaccine, I will not attend.
Glass City GT, March 27th. Then we've got myself playing in the Nopen. I think it's 2:00 this Saturday. It'll be streamed on my Twitch. It'll be streamed on about 1 million things. They've got the site up for the Nopen, and then hopefully the three of us will be casting the game on Sunday. So we'll be on all the GG sites. We'll put it up on the YouTube, put it up on Twitch, and we'll put it up on Facebook same time. So we'll be on everything. Our faces will be everywhere. You're welcome. Also, I put up a video. They required a video for all of us to say why we think that our army is going to win the Nopen. And I just started with the fact that I have experience because no one else was alive when the Pharaohs were alive. And I also said I was the tallest, prettiest competitor, so there's no way anybody could beat me.
That's perfect. That's perfect. You should have told me about that. We could have made some really cool video. We could have made like a trailer where like they first show you like rolling a dice, and then like it pans up, and as it pans, you have like a mean mug, and then you turn your hat backwards. And put like a demon behind you.
I do have a request. I'm gonna make it on our stream so I can be heard making it. I want an animation where I'm driving the bandwagon because I switch armies so much to whatever I think is good.
Good luck with that one.
You're like, that sounds hard.
That is hard. Animations in general are hard, but like that animation is like really hard. How do you capture that? That's like a weird thing. I don't know. I guess it'd be kind of cool if like you had like a bus, right? But your bus was actually a Dark Eldar or an Eldar flyer. Your bus was an Eldar flyer, and then you basically got out of it, and then like you kicked it, and it like flew away, and then you jumped in on like a Space Marine like car, and it was like, I don't know, Iron Hands. And you rode that for a little while. Then it changed into a Raven Guard one. Then it changed, like you kept painting it, like over and over and over. Like, yeah,
that's gonna keep flipping that hat around.
That'd be pretty sick. That'd be a pretty sick animation,
baby. I did like 2019 because I played 4 different armies in major tournaments. I had no loyalties whatsoever.
You never do. You're gonna probably jump to Death Guard now.
I'll probably jump to Drakari if they.
Salamanders are green anyway, so.
Drakari have to get nerfed. Rax cannot stay the same. There's no way.
You don't know what the covens are. They might be perfect.
I don't know, man. We'll see. Anyways, today's podcast was fun, guys. Thanks for joining in. Be sure to check us out on YouTube. Sub if you can. We have so many people who are not subbed who view. I don't know how that happens. Just sub. Just click the button. Click, say sub. And then we're like, hey, we got more people who like us. You know? I don't know. Maybe not. Whatever.
Two stuff.
See ya.
Thanks.